Terrasat 98, what's going on? Today I wanted to talk about how not all time is created equal. What I mean by this is another person's time and how they spend that time is going to be different from another person's time of day. A lot of individuals, particularly myself, have a decent amount of time to be able to work on their physical activity and their physical work. But the general population have to go through a 9 to 5 process to work their tails off in order to get the physical goals that they want. My life is extremely privileged and quite thankful enough that I have the time on my hands to be able to perform the tasks that I can throughout the day. But at the same time, this was my choice, and people can't judge me on my choice for wanting to work on my business and getting paid through my business. So I'm working less hours to get more money. You can't bag me for that. But at the same time, I can't bag an individual for working a 9 to 5 times a week. Who the hell am I to bring them down and say you are making excuses? Because at the end of the day, guys, whilst we all have fitness goals and whilst we all want to get better at our physical health, sometimes it's very, very tough for some individuals to do that, particularly when you have kids of 3, you're working full time, you're tired. You're tired as shit. You're tired. And I get it. I remember back at 2021, when I was cutting down, I was at about 10% at this point in time. I had to work like about 3 to 4 30 plus hour shifts in a row while still being able to work on my business. I was fucking tired. I was tired. I didn't really feel like going to the gym, but I still went. I still made time to go to the gym and still train hard. I just got up early every single morning. So I sacrificed a lot of my sleep in order to train. Now, we can say as PTs and individuals, there's no excuses. You got to get the fuck after it. Take some souls out there. Act like all these David Goggins, giga bookworms to the general population. But the general population don't need to hear that. They don't need to hear that. What the general population need to understand is you are in touch with reality and you understand that sometimes people just don't have as much time as you think they do. And they're not on your clockwork. They're on their clockwork. And you have to respect that. Sometimes people aren't looking to be David Goggins hybrid athletes. Sometimes they're just looking to improve their body compositions, making sure they have decent enough of a cardiovascular health that when it goes to their families, they're able to perform the tasks that they have to without feeling excessively tired because of the gym. That's important, guys. And I want to ensure that people respect the fact and be thankful enough and have the gratitude that you have a good amount of time throughout your day to be able to perform the physical tasks that you can. That's a privilege. That's a privilege. And I know individuals, guys, that go through 12-hour shifts, tired as hell, and they still get it done. There are no excuses for them, which honestly, I commend them for. It's very remarkable and it's very impressive. And if these individuals could do it, you can as well. It's very, very impressive, guys. It's it's just incredible some of the discipline and hard work that some of these individuals can put into even with a full-time job. And honestly, they have much more respect from me than PTs do, period. Because PTs have a lot of time in the world, guys. They have an incredibly accountable timetable, including myself. And I'm not going to sit here and give you guys motivational bullshit when really I've had it pretty decent for most of my life. Have I had my hard courses? Hell yeah. But that's life. I'm not going to sit here and, say I'm some sort of savage or killer. That's why, I'm very, very questionable when people call me like a savage and an absolute killer. Because at the end of the day, guys, I would consider myself a reasonably hard worker at the physical realms. But at the same time, guys, I have a decent amount of time and hours on my hand in comparison to individuals that are full-time. But I try to make those times up by doing stuff like reading, making sure that I work on my content, making sure that I'm keeping myself occupied, that it acts like a full-time job, right? Where my business becomes a full-time job. Me as the product becomes a full-time job. So I don't sit on my ass and do nothing all day. I think that's just ridiculous if you're doing that for your time of day. But I am making sure that the time is filled as best I can, where I can improve not only in the gym, but outside of the gym as well, man. And that's important. I think people need to understand that, the gym is incredible and it's an amazing thing. And it's an obsession for me. But at the end of the day, guys, you still have other priorities that still need to come outside of the gym, which are still huge. Family, friends, social health, mental health, your reading skills, how good of a businessman can you be? Are you getting the clients that you want? Business goals are still very important because if you don't have that money inside your bank account, you ain't going to any gym anytime soon. So it's important to remember, guys, to remember that not all time is created equal, but at the same time, make up the time that you can whenever you do have free time. It's very, very important that even if you do have that free time, you still work your tail off. Even if it's just, man, going on a podcast for 2 hours or watching a podcast on YouTube and writing some goddamn notes down. You're still developing in some sort of way, and take on the lessons. Don't just write notes down and then throw the book away some other point. No, take on the lessons and then go do what you want to do with them. For me, I'm going to make sure I post every single day on YouTube. I don't care what anybody thinks, anybody says. It's all about having the courage to be able to put it on YouTube, put my face out there, and just respect the fact that I have such a fantastic life, really, in the grand scheme of things. Does life get in the way? As I said before, of course. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm quite privileged to live the life that I am in this country and in this city. It's fantastic. All right, guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Have a good one.